So, all right, switched over. Okay, cool. We're gonna be continuing our journey with the Great Ace Attorney. And I know it's been a while since we played it because
I love this game.
oh, okay. All right, guys. I'm canceling my plans for Great Ace Attorney. I'm going to be playing a game that Justin clearly hates.
Let's just cancel the Game Awards. Let's just, if I can watch Nick play more of this, then hey, that's maybe I should ask for a day off.
If you ask for a day off, technically that would give me more incentive to do it. Yes.
Oh.
But yeah, it's been a while since we last played. We can finish up Great Ace Attorney Resolve because we are now on part 2.
Oh, we're still on the first case.
Yeah, remember we stopped at the last case, like when we discovered that there was a specific person who took a picture, and that's where we're now need to go after.
Remember his name?
No. I'm gonna name him Corazon at this point.
Wait, Corazon?
Corazon.
Is that a reference or some other character?
I don't know.
Okay.
Probably.
I was about to be like, James, what's his name?
Fortunately, I got to head out ASAP to get some rest. No, get some rest, Alberto. I'll chat with you later. Good luck on the Slapfest tomorrow. And I'll see you later for sure. Bye. Good night.
Funny how Splatfest is now a common phrase.
I love Splatoon. So yeah, this should be the last part on case 1, right, Justin? This should
I would
be.
hope so.
if the intro court is longer than 2 parts, I'll be genuinely shocked ever. Like, that's just my thing.
Oh boy, it's another Apollo Justice tutorial case.
No, Apollo Justice wasn't 2 parts, was it?
It is long.
It's been a long time since the last did Apollo Justice, so I will say that. I don't remember it. I know it was decently weird and convoluted. Well, I think it's like it was weird because you found the main antagonist right away, and it doesn't conclude until like the 5th case. I think that's why it's just weird to me.
Once again, mild spoilers for games in the Ace Attorney series, but especially no spoilers for this one. Okay, bye.
Spoilers. Phoenix Wright is not in this game.
That's okay.
No, this game sucks now. There's no Phoenix Wright. There's no boobs. There's no handsome Edgeworth either. This game sucks, Justin. Why'd you making me play this? There's no Edgeworth. There's no.
Yes, I made you play it. Obviously,
it is your fault. I'm playing this. I'm hating this game already. There's no Maya Fey. There's no Mia Fey.
You don't know that we're still on the first case.
Well, they didn't appear in the first game. Why would they appear in the second game?
Oh yeah, that's great logic. I mean, why would characters ever appear in a sequel game that just because they didn't show up in the first game? Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Yeah, no one ever expects
it's not like
that.
Shulk ever shows up in Xenoblade after the first Xenoblade. That'd be crazy. Or
To be fair though, Shulk never appeared up in Xenoblade 2. I don't think.
The DLC.
Okay, oh, right, the DLC. Main story, no. Main story, no. I count mainly DLC as more of like an afterthought, really, to be honest.
Okay, you party pooper.
Hey, Shulk never appears in the main game.
He's not canonically there in the main story. He never said it's Ryan time or it's Shulk time.
Shulk never existed in Xenoblade. What you're thinking, Shulk just is a fake thought.
It's not real Shulk. It's not Shulk.
Yeah, it's not Shulk.
Okay.
It was actually Ryan. Ryan was actually Shulk. Ryan's the actual main.
Actually, the Monado user this whole time.
He was the other person other than Dunban to wield the Monado. All right.
All right. I'm good with this bit. Let's get on the game.
No, we're continuing this bit all night.
I'm stalling, dang it.
No, we're continuing this bit. James, continue the bit.
Continue
Yes,
what?
wow us with your impressive Xenoblade knowledge, please.
So Kevin Bacon takes the Monado and goes to fight Kevin Spacey. And then they go to fight.
You know what? That wouldn't even be the most insane thing in Xenoblade.
That is actually
Make notes.
that is a big plot twist I was not expecting.
Thank you, James. That was good.
Give me one quick second. I have to check something.
Oh my gosh, Nick! You already did your dailies.
Yes, but my Twitter feed was blowing up. I need to check.
Well, you should. That's your fault for letting it blow up. You should contain your Twitters better.
Yeah. Oh look, Elden Ring is for sale on PS4. I should get it. That
I should play a Souls game so I can see if I'm a real gamer one day.
I will beat Elden Ring. James is already beating it for me. Yes. All right. August 13th, 10:41 a.m. Supreme Court Church. Right, I forgot everyone's voices. All right, here we go. Resetting voices again. I'm so sorry, Susato. I should have told you about the toxin. Right, there was a toxin. When was the last time we played this game? I forget. Hold on.
Too long ago.
Uh,
I want to say like at least a few months. Gosh dang it, Nick! You don't need to look it up. You can look it up after you finish this second.
Oh, there it is. September 22nd, 2023. It's been about 2 months.
That's too long. That's like 2 months too long.
Ray. You have a strange, strong sense of responsibility. I know. That's why you decided to shoulder the burden alone. No, that's not it at all. I was just in love. I was scared of my failure coming to light, that's all. So I hoped to retrieve the substance from the English woman before anyone found out. Before the trial started, do you remember what you said, Susato? That you had no doubt in your mind of my innocence? That you stand by me to the left? You know what? I retract that statement. Can I say she's guilty and just leave her?
Well, then you'll never find Shulk in Great Ace Attorney.
Dang. Well, to be fair, I don't like Shulk. Let's go with Ryan.
Okay, then.
Hey.
Okay,
Shulk...
you'll never be Kevin Bacon or Kevin Spacey. Or...
All right, here, I'll get me some that bacon. All right, I'll do it. I remember. And yet, I didn't deserve your trust in me. Yeah, you didn't. No crap. No. I hid important details from you, Susato. I completely betrayed your faith in me. Yeah, no. You son of a... Hit me, Susato. I deserve it. No, in fact, throw me on the floor. Yes, I will, you...
What does it say when she's already aware of Susato's tendency to throw people?
That means
like, I know they're best friends, but what does that say if you're known for throwing people and she's just like, yeah?
That means you just have a really good throwing arm.
Okay.
No, that's too good for me as well. Drag me through the city streets. I will. Come on, James, get the carriage. No, I'm no better, you know. Oh? Even though in my heart I knew that you'd pull the knife blade from Mrs. Brett's back, there was just a brief moment when, in my mind, I doubted you. Susato! No, I'm sorry. After all, after I stood here and promised you that I'd stand by you and always be on your side, I betrayed your faith in me too. That's why you have to believe in the you that believes in me that believes in you. Or however that quote goes in Gurren Lagann. And as such, I failed you as a lawyer. Well, you're not a real lawyer, are you? So technically, you never failed. You're just a liar. Oh, no, no. I think this situation has taught both of you a valuable lesson. How to be a son of a... Placing your unbridled faith in another is no easy task. Yes, Father, the fact has certainly struck home. Which is why I can see more clearly now. I can see clearly now, the rain has gone. The rain is gone. Bleh. So, Ray, yes? Can you find it in your heart to forgive me? Well, she's crying. James, get the tissues. No, instead, get the toilet paper.
Why toilet paper?
Because she's a bag.
It's very rude.
It's kind of rude, man. Even James is like, nah, man, this ain't it.
I'm sorry, I had
You're on your own.
I had too much to drink right now. I had too much water. I'm feeling so lip tipsy right now. We talked about vodka, and now I feel like I'm drinking vodka. Oh, Susato. You know, you'll always be a gallant, dashing lawyer in my eyes now. Oh, Ray. Does that mean you're bi? I was so scared, you know, when it happened. I didn't know what was going on. The Englishman was sitting at the back of the hut, listening to what I was saying. I know it was you two who stole the poison. Well now, whatever do you mean? And then, a moment later, she suddenly got to her feet. Before collapsing on the floor in front of me with a knife in her back. It all happened right before my eyes. And you were the only people in the hut at the time. That's right. Miss Brett and myself. There was no one else. So I don't understand how she could possibly have been stabbed like that. A great mystery indeed. I still can't believe it happened. That's why I just couldn't bring myself to speak up. It'll be alright. However it happened and whatever really went on by the sea that day, I promise you that I'm going to prove everything you said you saw is true. Spoken like a true Mikotoba. Now, I think we should discuss what's coming up in the trial, don't you? We don't have much time. We must make sure we have our facts in order. I almost thought that said forks. I think it's just, I'm a little tipsy. I didn't even have any alcohol right now. I don't drink. Yes, I expect the poison is going to come under close scrutiny in the upcoming proceedings. The police should hopefully have identified it on the blade by now. The trouble is, it's a completely new laboratory synthesized blend of alkaloids. Alkaloids? What the heck is alkaloids? The police won't have any way of testing for it. Oh, I see. Yes, without this chemical reagent. God dang it, why do they have to use big words? I only am at 6th level English. Please use lesser words on me, please. It's impossible to detect the toxin. Chemical reagent? I sent a colleague of mine off with some earlier to deliver to police headquarters. I think perhaps you should have some as well. though, just in case. The chemical reagent has been entered into the courtroom record. What's the matter, Susato? You're suddenly very quiet. It's this newspaper article. Exclusive, deadly poison stolen from Yume Medical Research Laboratory. I'm wondering how the information got out, given that it was a government secret. It was all the Englishwoman's doing. What? It was when the professor and Sosuke-san were being interviewed at the laboratory. Not library. That so-called English lady swanned in and without any compunction said to Professor McTopa, "Oh, Professor, surely your guest would love to hear about your work on that substance there." It put me in a very awkward position, to be frank. But Sosuke-san's curiosity had been piqued, so I had a little choice but to give him a cursory introduction. So then, Sosuke-san knew about the poison. Yes, and it's highly likely that the reporter who was writing up the story about us would have caught a glimpse of the toxin too. This Mememo-san. By the way, did that reporter join you all when you went to the beach? Oh? No, I don't remember the reporter being there. Indeed, he shouldn't have been. I very much doubt anyone would have wanted him there. Oh? A known criminal had been given permission by the authorities to bathe by the seaside. Soseki-san pointed out that inviting a reporter might be problematic, so the man was sent back to his office. Yet he obviously didn't go back. He secretly followed the party to the beach and took this very candid photograph. And then presumably he posted it anonymously to the police. On Facebook, no less. Guys, there was Facebook on this game. Did you know that? Huh. Yes, that must be what happened. Counsel! We've just heard the new witness is ready to go to testify. The trial is about to resume. Please proceed into the courtroom at once. You have no eyes. I have no eyes. My hair doesn't tell me anything because I have no hair.
Not think a Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged joke was coming out so soon.
It's time to steel ourselves once again and then duel. Defense attorney Ryutaro Naruhodo. Yes. It's time to duel the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Ray has put her faith in me now and told me everything, so I can't let her down. I have to prove that what she's telling the court is true. I have to prove what really happened that day. I forget, will this game give me back my points, or will I only have like 2 or 1? Because remember last time, I only had like 2 or 1.
Oh yeah, you did kind of make some flubs.
I did make some flubs, but I remember some of that time I was just experimenting a little bit.
Yeah.
So my experimentation was more of like me seeing the waters in certain cases, but overall I figured most of that out. I hereby call this court in order as we reconvene to continue the trial of Rei Membami. Prosecutor Ouchi, have you summoned a new witness?
Before I address that question, Your Excellency, I have some very important news to share.
Oh? What news? And why does he look so happy about it?
My news is, I'm gonna have hair forever, and my descendants will always have hair, and nothing will ever change that.
I don't know.
During the recess, with the collaboration of the Professors Mikotoba's laboratory at Yume University, the great campus that is also everyone should apply for because it is a great campus and I will get paid for this. The police re-examined the knife that was used to end Miss Jezebel Brett's life.
Excellent. I admire your rapid handling of the matter.
Oh, you're too kind, Your Excellency. Too kind. I was merely carrying out your instructions, of course.
I had the reagent delivered to the police headquarters by rickshaw, so it would be there in good time.
But judging by the man's swagger, I fear we might need to brace ourselves for the inevitable.
A council that... And council? What were the results?
This dagger, which was cruelly used to end the life of the victim, has no trace of poison anywhere along its blade. What? Nani?
Are you sure about that?
Oh, I would stake my reputation of the police on it.
There's not much reputation you have, you dingus.
Also, why the police's reputation? Why not his reputation?
Because he doesn't have any reputation.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Also, the police really also arrest the wrong people a lot of the time, so I don't think they have that much.
The police never.
And they're always late to the scene. Armed with the reagent, the test is extremely simple. They couldn't have made a mistake. You know that tests can always make a mistake when even if it's the most simplest of mistakes. I just have to say that, really. The murder weapon has been recorded.
In short, the accused feeble excuse earlier has been utterly destroyed.
Black.
Now, the prosecution is ready to call the new witness.
Ah, the newspaper reporter who managed to capture a photograph of the crucial moment. Good. Very well. Officer, bring in the witness. No trace of poison on the knife, but if that's really the case, how could the toxin have entered the victim's body? Magic. You know that's a joke answer, but actually there is magic in this universe. I'm just saying.
What? Nick, are you talking spoilers again?
Yes, it happens like about 2,000 years in the future, but yes. Okay, not that long, but like a couple hundred years in the future, but yes.
Give or take 100, yeah.
Yeah.
Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court.
Reitan Mendimo of the Sheu News. I'm what people like to call a journo. What's a journo, Father? Do you know? It's simply a contraction of journalist. I'm there when news breaks, putting a pen to the paper to catch those scoops so they're in print the next morning. They don't call me the hero of the Herald for nothing, the nice guy of news. Oh, it was you who took this photograph, was it? Well, what have we here? I'm sorry? Oh, brace yourself, people! Many Memo senses a scoop in the offing. Female student up to foul play, defended by Curiosity's handsome young lawyer in Supreme Court. The readers will lap this up. We'll set it up above the fold at 72 point in the 5-leg format for the morning edition.
Huh?
Right then, let's start with your name.
Oh, it's Ryotaro Naruhodo.
Next, what made you become a lawyer?
Well, I wanted to reform our country's legal system, and I suppose...
Ryotaro has suddenly become very ambitious, I see.
I just borrowed Kazuma's dream. Sansama's dream for a while. Oh, by the way, my name is Suchi Auchi. That's Takesuchi Auchi.
Say it that time 5 times fast. Go for it, Justin.
Ouchie, ouchie, ouchie.
Now you said half of it. Also, you said ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. It's only said 3 times. James, say it 5 times fast.
5 times fast.
Nice, nice.
James did it.
Good bit.
James wins. Hold on. Dude, I don't have a celebration noise. Dang it. Nope, that's the wrong one.
That's the idea, money, mama.
Yeah, whatever.
What? That's not your celebration sound?
What's a celebration thing? Dang, I don't have anything celebration. Whatever. I might get one later. Ugh.
The so-called dark horse of the Supreme Court. My objections strike fear into every defense lawyer's heart.
When they're at the beginning, yeah, I can see that. No, the readers won't buy that. Witness. Yes? What this court demands to know is whether or not you were responsible for the taking of this picture. It was delivered anonymously to the Imperial Police Bureau only yesterday. Yeah, I wouldn't be a journo if I didn't click quick when presented with a scoop like that now, would I? Sometimes stories call out to me. Sometimes I have to chase them down. But either way, you've got to be fast. Fast legs to run with and a fast hand to write with. It's no good if you don't write it down. Don't note it down. I always say. That's what I call my minimalism.
Minimosum?
Yes, I remember your face. We met that day when you were interviewing myself and Sosuke-san. Yes, right, that was me, Minimomo, again. But you were supposed to go back to the Shoyu news office after our meeting. But the scoop is, I didn't. Because the English woman's words had piqued my journalistic interest. Miss Brett's words. A criminal left to do as she pleases just because she happens to be a British citizen? It's horse dung. This country's judiciary is rotten to the core. The Supreme Court's rulings aren't worth the paper they're written on. The police are just inferior pawns.
Stay your tongue, young man. There are complex political issues at play.
Well, anyway, I quickly jotted down those words she said in my memo pad. Are you ready? I'll read it out. It's all here. Right here. Goes.
I should like to go with everyone to see your country's coast.
A serious criminal going to some junket? The people need to know about this. That's why I decided to sneak after them. To get the woman's story so I could hammer her in the press. Do you mean to say that you did indeed witness it firsthand? The grim scene portrayed in this photograph? Oh, yes. I saw it with my very own journo eyes. From the start to finish, through the viewfinder of my trusty camera. Thank you, Memo-san. You will now give a formal testimony before the court. You will state exactly what it is that you witness of the events surrounding Miss Brett's death.
I love it when random people become witnesses / admit that they've been stalking the accused or the dead people.
Just like James.
What? What?
I like how James has no rebuttal against it. The beach hut. James, did you even hear what I said?
Something about, I don't know.
The camera never lies. No worry, James. It was nothing about you, clearly.
Hmm.
The beach hut was made of shoddy old reed screens, so there were plenty of gaps I could see inside through. The English woman was sitting on the stool when the student girl came in and started arguing with her. Seconds later, the girl pulled out a knife, throwing the English woman to the floor as she stabbed her in the back. My smoldering journal spirit burst into flames. Quick as a flash, I whipped out my camera ready to click. I pulled apart the rough weave of one of the screens and poked a lens through for the perfect shot. Reed screens, you say? Right. You can see them clearly through that great shot I just snapped.
Look at this great incriminating photo.
The hut walls were just screens made of coarsely woven reeds. Yes, it allows breeze to pass through and bring some relief from the summer heat. And it was a breeze for me to poke through a camera and see the whole thing hotting up. Who says hotting up? Ignoring for the time being the appalling invasion of privacy involved, did you witness everything that happened from the moment the defendant entered the hut? Oh yes, I saw it. I saw the whole thing from start to finish. And you say that you took the photograph through a gap in one of the screens? Luckily for me, they were perfectly shoddily woven. I pulled the reeds apart and thrust the lens of my camera through the gap. Would I get away with it? Or would I be seen? It was a gamble of a lifetime.
A tenacity of purpose. That's considered admirable in a journalist, I suppose.
Run a risk one day, run a scoop the next. That is a minimalism in a nutshell. What do you want to say, Justin?
Yeah, I'm just like, I like how also the argument is just like, oh, you should have given these two women some privacy, not, why didn't you stop the other person from murdering her? Like, they're having a moment, or, no, okay.
Justin, have you ever heard of just never get in between women arguing? That's just going to cause problems.
I guess.
Just, if you don't know that you can't get in between a woman and another woman arguing, then you just need to get better at life.
I see.
I'm just saying, Justin.
I have a lot to learn. I'm sure you're going to teach me a lot of things throughout this playthrough.
I ain't no woman.
That's not, you don't have to. What? Nice.
It's true. Unless James treats me as a woman, then that's a different story.
Wait, what does that mean?
James and I are sometimes married, but most of the time not.
I'm leaving with more questions than answers, and I'm not talking about this case.
Isn't that usually what happens every time you join my streams? I'm just saying, Justin, you should do better.
I will do better, okay?
At last.
Where's minimalism?
That guy's name and putting ism at the end. Minimumo is his name, and then ism is just like basically like his saying, his morals, his slang, all that stuff. It would appear we have a genuine witness to this wicked crime. The evidence and testimony are extremely compelling. I believe we may be close to a verdict. No.
Wonderful news, Your Excellency. Wonderful.
Nevertheless, we cannot be denied. It cannot be denied that this testimony begs one very large question.
What question?
Exclusive news, a startling photo, all the markings of an exceptional story for a reporter. Why then was this story never published?
Oh, that's right.
It seems clear to me that there are circumstances at play here that are yet to be understood. I'm changing his voice just slightly.
Ha! More pathetic excuses.
Very well. Counsel, proceed with your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Excellency. There is more to this report than meets the eye. Optimus Prime, are you there?
Autobots, roll out.
I forgot that they take characters for this game from like the future game, or chronologically, like from in the future, and they're like, oh, it's their ancestors, so of course they look the same.
Yep. I mean, that's literally like anything in terms of like media, James, is that just to make it easier for the audience and also cut costs, you just basically like, if you have an ancestor or descendant, you basically have about similar features or exactly the same facial structure and everything to be like, oh, this is my ancestor kind of thing. Or this is my descendant. That's literally every single type of media.
Like, there was that one guy, and I'm like, I remember he's the really annoying one from the future, isn't he?
Which one? There's a lot of annoying ones in the future.
I guess that's true.
He's keeping something about this case very close to his chest. And I want to stab him. Stab, stab, stab. Oh, found it! Is that he's the actual murderer?
What? This guy with clearly, wholesome intentions?
Don't you know in like anime and like all the all the like games, never trust a nice guy.
Oh.
All right, as per usual, let's see what we got. Also, I got all my 5 points back. Yes.
Nice.
I would actually genuinely say that's like, I think like that's genuinely probably smart decision to do, because if they were like, because I know this game, like just like in other games, will have like probably like 5 different parts or 6, and if you had to work with just 5 with all those parts, that's way too tough to a player unless you put it like, specifically on a hard mode setting, kind of thing. Oh, let's see. Reason I don't know. Young women. Men. What the heck is a voyeur? Hey, he's not specifically saying one specific gender. He's labeling everyone as equals, at least in terms of news. If only Courtroom was as indiscriminate.
Yeah.
As if life was as not as this indiscriminate as well.
Yeah.
Still like that. What? You stole it, I didn't steal it, that kind of thing. So they were talking about the, like, he did hear the conversation at least. Been eggs? What? Wait, let me read that again. I mean, if she laid into her more, they would have been eggs. Mmm.
Wow. I don't remember that one.
That's a phrase.
Yeah, that's why I love visual novels. They just teach you all the best phrases.
Also, apparently, but also, like, I wasn't thinking of that kind of laying.
Oh.
I was saying laying down for some reason. Japanese person listening to English for the first time. All right, that's true. He really ought to work on his smiles. It's true. The English woman is speaking basically English, while Japanese person was speaking mainly Japanese. Oh hey, here's an actual picture display. I need that.
New evidence?
It's all here, memo pad. Yeah, new evidence. Yeah, so the victim was there. Try not to interrupt.
Sorry, Mr. Many Meno.
They danced around.
Oh, I can't wait for you to get to the next case. Dang it, just remind me of something that happens later.
Okay, so he's saying that she went around her and stabbed her in the back. Okay. So we did get a new evidence. So that was important. Oh, as you were saying, prevent the tragedy rather than capture it on film.
Thank you.
Journalists are just as they don't get involved.
Journalists? What? Or journos? Whatever. It's the same thing.
Like, really? That's very arguable. Because journalists are mainly the people who go for news, yes, but at the same time, I feel like journalists mainly have morals. Nihilism is the foundation of minimalism.
What? Nihilism? Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
Well, clearly this statement has something.
I just realized I had the game audio all the way down. Oops.
Make sure you put it all the way up, just like how loud it was at Party Animals when Kyle joined. You'd be like, ah!
Gotta hear those juicy objections.
Oh, I went straight to the end. There were still like a couple of the statements that I have yet to go through. Yeah, I want to go. I want to go through all these statements first and foremost.
How much coffee does this man drink a day?
Coffee is non-existent in this time period, I'm pretty sure.
But coffee's been around for like a long, long time.
Has it been around for like hundreds of years, or only like like the past 100 years?
It wouldn't be surprising me if it's been around for thousands.
Can you look it up, James? I actually am genuinely curious.
Although, I mean, there are some things that like are relatively
that's what
recent
it
in
is.
human history.
Thanks, Justin.
Yeah, raison d'etre, or however you pronounce it.
It's French for sure.
Yeah.
Coffee grown worldwide can trace its heritage back centuries to ancient coffee forests on the Ethiopian plateau.
Centuries, it said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it has been around, but the issue is that has coffee been worldwide, or was it only in that location for a while? Because remember, like stuff like that would be traded to countries, and they wouldn't discover them till much, much later.
Because it was already known in Mecca in the 15th century. So I'm wondering if it was just about this time that people started to utilize it, or if like, because like there is also like, you know, people would selectively breed certain plants.
There's also that
and then
too.
that would kind of shape their evolution.
Yeah, and domesticate it. Like just like how like some fruits and vegetables we eat are domesticated. Kind of like how potatoes, for example, is like are big examples. They're like and like tomatoes like they are poisonous when they first were like in the wild, but humans grown them to make them actually eat edible.
Mhm.
Didn't you say that's where you're going? Jer, which you think you would make you reflect on what you're doing. That's true, yeah. He's going to jail no matter what at this point. Never once set foot and spoke to English woman. Let's see. So you can't read it because it's German. Oh, we needed Janine for this. Where's Kay and Janine? Oh, by the way, I think this is the first time we actually seeing a little bit of her eyes, because in the English woman we never saw her eyes in the first game.
That's true.
This is the first time we actually seeing her.
Oh, gosh dang it. I hope you're actually reading. Not just making notes. James is gonna quiz you on this later, just so you know.
James, quiz me now.
Who killed him?
Oh, I know the answer. It is Ouchie. Was I right? James, was I right?
Justin, is he right?
James, you're supposed to say yes or no. You're the you're the test giver.
I couldn't even hear the question, sorry.
James, you have to say am I right or not Justin.
Sure.
Cool. All right, Justin, we found the murderer. It's Ouchie.
Okay. That seems okay. You just got to prove it. Good luck with that.
His hair. There. That's it. Good.
That's your evidence.
Yeah. His hair sucks. Am I wrong, Justin?
It's he's due for a haircut. This is true.
Never once set foot in the hut nor spoke to the English woman. I'm gonna press you again. What do you... This is something very suspicious.
One might even say sus.
Okay, that was not it. I figured that wasn't it, but I wanted to try it, honestly.
I think you're on the right track, though.
Yeah, there was like, it was the article. The article is pretty obviously it's going to be something, but there was nothing in the article that clearly stated between him and the English woman, or at least something related to this statement. That's why I was just like, I just wanted to test it on the off chance that I was overlooking something. Now the issue is just trying to prove this statement wrong. That's not gonna help. There's no point in this. This one's too early to say anything. Obviously, this is the criminal point. I've tried that. This article really doesn't say anything. This picture, there's nothing in here to prove anything else. Nor this postman report. So I'm really thinking it has to be this.
Objection!
Yeah. It was literally I was honestly thinking it has to be the pen, but I also wanted to try the news article really. So this was just me experimenting on that regard.
Mimimo-san, until now, I had firm belief that newspapers are in the business of uncovering and publishing the truth.
You're spot on there. The press doesn't lie, which is why I'm proud to wear the emblem of Shoyu News on my arm. In a way, that's more minimalism. Oh, I didn't notice that there was that emblem is exactly the same on his pen. Me observant, me good.
You good?
But you're not observant.
Nah.
Yee, I'm better than Justin. Yee.
Sadly, though, it seems that the journalists who write for those papers don't always share the same passion for the truth.
What are you suggesting with those recommendatory words, Counsel? I should stop using. I should just stop using big words so that so the streamer can actually read, because he clearly only has 5th grade English. He went down a grade.
Recommendatory.
It's okay. You're observant. That's all that matters, right?
I'm only as observant as James lets me be.
Oh.
James, how observant I am.
Yes.
See, I'm that observant, Justin.
No, it's pretty observant.
Oh yeah, I'm like the best observant. I am 21 eyesight.
Only 21. Isn't that kind of low though?
Yeah, you know, I'm trying to aim for 40.
Uh
I'm getting there eventually.
Mimimo-san, do you recognize this fountain pen? This pen was found at the scene of Miss Brett's death. In fact, the murdered victim was gripping it in her hand as she died.
What are you?
If you look at the barrel of the pen, you'll notice that its owner's initials are engraved there. R.M.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up, Counsel. The initials of the accused, Ray Mimbami. How convenient that her initials are exactly the same as his, but clearly that has to be a coincidence.
Are they the same person?
They must be the same person. You haven't seen them in the same courtroom yet, right, Justin?
No, I haven't.
So proof already that they are the same person.
Wait, I thought Ouchie was the murderer though. Unless his name's not really Ouchie.
Dun dun dun! Justin, get the camera. We need to publish this to the news.
Wait, he's right there.
It's a coincidence. I wonder. Is it a coincidence? I wonder that your initials are also RM? No. Rayton Minimamo, RM.
That's horse dung. Can't you see? One of the central tenets of minimalism is being a pencil user.
And yet, as the court will clearly be able to see on your right hand, there is an obvious blue ink stain.
It would appear that you must have rather carelessly left it more recently. Your favorite fountain pen, that is. Horsey horse dung.
Not the horsey horse dung.
Minimomo-san,
Regular horse dung is horsey enough.
Is it not the case that before she died, you met with Giselle Brett on that beach hut?
Why should we listen to this absurd nonsense? It's nothing but another excuse.
Exactly. Shoryu's will not will stand behind me all the way. I deny everything. You must be as many people with the initials RM as there are stars in this night sky. The defense has neither the time nor the inclination to count every star in the sky. Hmm? And there's no need anyway, because this pen has more to tell. Yes, there's another clue. The clue that undeniably proves who the owner really is. In that case, counsel, the defense will now show the court where the alleged clue lies. Of course, Your Excellency. The clue on this fountain pen clearly reveals its owner's identity is... Justin, I don't know where to present. I don't know what to present. Justin, help! I'm very lost. Is it this spot right here? Justin, I don't know what to present. Is it
Hit all the
RM?
buttons.
Huh?
Hit all the buttons.
I'm hitting all the buttons. None of them are working. Justin, help. I don't know what to click. Also, when did the text box change? Like, it changed font and everything. It's so weird. As well as the initials, there is also an emblem on this fountain pen. Is it Fire Emblem? Is it Fire Emblem? Dost thou know Fire Emblem? Fire Emblem, we shall play. Okay, Yoda. An emblem that you will, of course, recognize, Memomo-san. Goodness me! It's the emblem of the Shoyo News. In other words, the owner of this pen is an employee of the Shoyu News, whose initials are RM. Suddenly, the stars in the night sky don't seem so numerous, do they? Well, Memomo-san, how do you respond? I am not yelling at this time. Order, order! I'll have 2 number 9s. Number 9 large. A number 6. And extra fries. Explain yourself, witness. So, this is how the mighty Supreme Court works, is it? Using coercive tactics? Coercive? I think coercive. God dang it, why does this game have to use the actual words? To have well-meaning citizens reveal harmless secrets. I've used nothing but honest tactics. Alright, then fine. I won't try to hide it anymore. Yes, not long before that grim tragedy unfolded. I, a Shoyu News reporter on behalf of the public, conducted an interview with the Englishwoman. An interview?
You never mentioned this before?
When exactly was this? As I said, it was before that evil little student girl showed her face in the hut. It couldn't have lasted more than 2 or 3 minutes, that's all. It was just a brief exchange. But it came to nothing. And as we minimalists say, the people don't pay their dues for unworthy news. However insignificant you deem it to be, this court cannot overlook the meeting between yourself and the victim. You will testify now under oath about the precise nature of this meeting and what transpired. Got it? Yes, alright, but on one condition.
Condition?
In all good conscience, I couldn't speak out alone about this. You need to call back the earlier witness, Sosuke Natsumi-san. Soseki-san? Oh yes, according to my notes here, that man has a secret of his own. Embrace yourselves. It's not a harmless one. It's big. That's what she said. Minimalism states that one man's secret is every other pan's front page story. Very well. I will grant the witness's request in this instance. Officer, summon the earlier witness back to the stand. So Seki-san, hiding something? By the way, Justin, I have a theory of how this is going to play out.
Would you like to share it?
No, not yet.
Okay.
We'll see how it goes. And if it does play out the way it is, or doesn't, I'll make my comments.
Okay.
Witnesses' secrets.
I'm gonna go to sleep.
No, you won't go to sleep. You have to first hear this guy's witnesses first. I asked the English woman for an interview, but she declined, so I left the hut without making a fuss. Then, watching secretly from outside, I saw the woman being stabbed, and the other witnesses coming, running. The detective realized that the victim still had a pulse, so he ran off to fetch help. That's when this writer man here asked a woman a very significant question. But he didn't say anything. He didn't say anything about that in his testimony, which is why minimalism demands I reveal it now. Okay, good. He said his testimony. James, you can go to bed. Good night.
You're free. You're free to go.
Good night, James. See you tomorrow.
Mhm.
Night.
Right.
He's gonna murder me, Justin. I want you to be playing with us so I can use you as a body bag.
That doesn't sound nice.
But you'll be with me the entire time.
Oh, I guess you got a point.
You mean to say the victim?
The victim regained conscious?
Well,
And when she did, you decide to ask her a question?
that's, true. Yes. He did. And that's not all. The woman gave him a very definite answer. An answer that incriminates the accused.
This is preposterous. Why am I only hearing about this now?
I have a reason. Because you're clearly a person who and doesn't want. Okay, I'm messing up that one. I was swallowing food.
Why didn't you mention this before?
You yokel hack. What the heck is a yokel hack? Justin?
I'll get back to you on that.
Mm-hmm. I almost feel like that's a yolk, as in like egg, but yolk. But I only think that's only because he says yolk in that word. It wasn't even a conversation. Yes, I did pose the withering English Rose a question. I don't deny it. But she could no longer speak. She was barely conscious even. Counsel, for the defense, I expect a thorough cross-examination to be conducted here. This court must and will know the truth. Absolutely, Excellency. It was Ouchie. He did it. There, the end. Roll credits. Dun 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 dun. The reporter is claiming that Miss Brett's implicated race somehow? What on earth could have happened in their hut? Two women went in together with a guy staring from behind. I think that's enough to tell you what happened.
Whoa there.
Hey, that's what happened, Justin.
I mean, I can't deny it.
Yeah, if you're saying anything else, then obviously you weren't listening.
Mm. I kind of like how this case already has like more than just a few characters.
What?
No, there's more than just like 2 to 3 witnesses.
Well, I guess that's true. Well, I mean, like the first game had, in the first case specifically, had like 3 witnesses. Yeah. Well, maybe 4. No, it had 4. Yes. Like the detective, then the other 2 guys, and yeah. I'm gonna make a comment about something. Oh, you know what? I'm actually thinking about this, Justin. So you know the Ace Attorney versus Phoenix, right? On like you know that game, right, Justin?
Versus?
Yeah, versus Professor Layton versus.
Oh, Professor Layton. I was like, you skipped over Professor Layton. I'm like, what game is that?
No, I thought I said Layton. You might have misheard that. Yeah, Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was the first game in the series. Because like, I know that's before Spirit of Justice. I think that was before or after Dual Destinies, but that was the game that I know has multiple witnesses come to a stand, and it looks like I think it was like that's like set the basis for this game. I don't know if this game came first or this series came first before Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright or not. I feel like Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright came first because the Phoenix Wright model for 3D is a little bit off than Dual Destinies 1. And I think they were using an earlier version just to get the game done, kind of thing.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so in a sense, this probably standardized the more like multiple witnesses for the games. Although Dual Destinies didn't have multiple witnesses right at once, kind of thing. I think Spirit of Justice has multiple witnesses at once. Is that right?
Spirit of Justice. I mean, technically, but if you don't know, you don't know. So I'm not going to spoil it.
Okay. We'll see. I'll see it later. Ask every question as if you're asking for a menu in a restaurant, I say. I mean, how else are you gonna order from a restaurant you don't like if you've never been there before? It's like, well, to be fair though, if Justin and I were to go to a pho restaurant that we've never been to before, I would literally just be I can literally order my usual and they would bring it out because most likely they have it.
Yeah.
So if you know the theme of the restaurant, I guess that's true. You can just you don't have to ask for the menu. You can be like, "Can I have this?" And that's it. And then we don't ever have to look at it in a sense. Also, but I did discover that not all pho restaurants have banh mi's.
Yeah, no.
It actually is true. It's kind of a little bit of a shocking thing. Because they're actually good sandwiches. But I know that a lot of them just have too much breading. That's the issue.
Oh.
Like it has to be a balance of like bread and the inside. When I say too much breading, a lot of it is like basically just breading. It doesn't have enough of the insides basically to balance it out. There's Yokel again. I've got nothing to hide. Justin, he has nothing to hide.
I don't know about that.
No, he's clearly innocent. Justin, we've already said James said like it confirmed it's Ouchie, right? I mean, this guy has nothing else to hide. I don't know why you don't trust this person. He's very nice. Do you not like nice
I
people?
think he's making my favorite character, Suseki, a little uncomfortable.
Well, Suseki sucks. So there.
Oh, okay.
Look at him fidget all the time. He can't stand still. Says the guy who has ADHD and actually can't stand still properly.
I didn't want to say, but yeah.
I can make fun of myself.
Yay!
That's called irony. Or calling the kettle black. So Seki actually remind. Wait. Oh, so Seki remained behind in the. Oh, when he got in. All right, all right. To be honest, trembling when you see someone murdered in the really for the first time. I feel like this is a very honest reaction. Justin, what's a yokel? I've seen it 3 times now.
Because it's from the first game. I tried to look up yokel hack, but no, there was nothing for that. But just yeah, yokel is just like uncivilized person.
Uncivilized?
Yeah.
I guess that kind of works. Yeah. I feel like that's a slang for Japanese, and they tried to make it like this guy was trying to make it more English friendly, which yokel works, but I feel like that specific word was replaced by a Japanese word that is more of a slang than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Aw, look at that, Justin. He's building sandcastles, just like a lot of kids want to do. Oh yeah, I forgot Inspector Hosonaga was there. I was like, who's the detective? And I was like, oh right, that was him. I wish he came with us to London. A moan? Basically. Twice during my time in Great Britain. Really? Twice? Was it twice? Was it twice, Justin? I don't remember twice. Because of my stoop and mustache. Because I'm Japanese. Oh, she is a little bit racist. I think. I think she is racist. Xenophobia. Something about this does not feel right. And I can't tell why. Oh, I know why. It's Ouchie. He's not screaming that much. can't give up right now. Your Excellency, I think I'm just going to read off here because this is just continuing on like a story. Your Excellency, I respectfully ask you to postpone your education for the time being. God dang it, big words. Oh, to what end, Counsel? The defense would like to present the court with an alternative theory. An alternative theory that can explain who the victim was actually trying to implicate her dying gesture.
An alternate theory? Ha! None exists.
There was someone else present at the scene who could have committed this crime.
What?
And the victim, Miss Brett, tried to reveal who it was to those around her at the time by mustering all her remaining strength and pointing a trembling finger in the killer's direction.
This is fiction! Fantasy!
Final Fantasy? Very well. As you seem so sure of yourself, Counsel, I am prepared to hear your alternative theory. So, young Ryotoru Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency? You will present your latest theory to the court by means of this plan. At the moment that the victim was stabbed, where exactly are you proposing the culprit was concealed? The true culprit was in this area here. There, Counsel? That's right, Your Excellency. I believe the culprit was hiding in the location I've indicated. Why? Oh, well, I had to say, oh, that was not it. Bleh. That is not the angle that this picture was taken. The angle is a lie, Justin.
The cake is a lie?
The angle is a lie. I'm gonna present it right around here. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, really?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, come on, really? What other place is there? I'm literally gonna get a game over in this case because I'm just not
You're
getting...
trying to point out where who was?
The culprit was concealed.
Oh.
Like, I think it's just because this picture doesn't... 'Cause I tried doing the back. I tried doing the dress at the off chance it might be there. But is it just because I'm not hitting the exact spot for it?
Yeah, I think you have the right idea, but you're... how do I be subtle?
I like, the thing is like, I feel like I got the right-ish areas, but I also feel like it's sort of, being more picky about where I pick it. That's the issue.
Okay, where do you think the culprit was?
It was like outside of the hut right here.
Uh-huh.
That's what I figured. The positioning, though, is a little bit weird, because originally I thought it was right here, because I mainly went on the angle of this picture, because that's how the angle was in the picture, and blah, blah, blah. And then I was picking, like, right around here, because this is, like, close enough to be both this spots. then it didn't accept it, and then I just picked this dress just because I was like, oh, maybe you're just asking for it to be right there. It's like, what's the spot that you're trying to be specific about?
Okay, yeah. I know what you mean now. Okay. So
Am I hitting the right area? Is just more of like, and it's just being picky. Is that what I'm trying to say? Is first and foremost?
it might be. It might be.
Yeah. So I might an actual get a game over just because it's not picking the spot. Then that's the issue. If that's actually genuinely the issue when I click the right area, then I'm actually genuinely upset that the game took like 2 points away.
I recall this also giving me trouble, I think, because it's like, I've never been a fan of these kind of.
Yeah, no, that was oh my god.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention when you first did it, and then now they explained it, I'm like, okay, you probably did hit the right areas, but it just was being super picky.
Oh my god. Okay, the dress was only picked because it was not picking the areas that I was picking.
Right.
That is only the reason why I got that. So, but I straight up picked like, yes, I get like this area right here is not exact, but that was based
But you
on
were doing it based off the camera angle, right?
yeah, and then this was like I picked like right around here just because it's like, oh, this should be close enough to where it is. But I was like, it might in just in case it might be over here. But it was just like, oh my god.
It was like right behind the cabinet, which technically wouldn't make sense if you were trying to take a picture from that, right? So
Yeah.
it's just no, I understand.
No,
it's kind of dumb.
No, like
This might be my least favorite gameplay wise part of the case.
yeah, no, like this. I honestly think if I get a game over from this, and it's
Or because of
Yeah.
you use up your points on this, whatever.
yeah, no, it is straight up because of this specific spot being like you need to be more specific, and I'm just like, oh my god, I was like close enough. Couldn't you just accept it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Never been a fan of this particular puzzle, or you can even call it that.
The issue is it's just I think like here's the thing, like these puzzles are relatively okay, but I think it's because of the wording and the pictures. Like this is what I'm saying. The wording for Soseki-san saying that she was pointing back, but it was so weird because he was slightly off. Like that wording specifically makes me think it's not directly back; it's slightly at an angle, which is why I thought, oh, it could be using the picture where he took the picture at an angle, so he must be over there, right?
Yep.
Like that straight up would tell me, but that wording is not right then. So yeah, no, I think this was just this specific one is, it either is the wording or straight up the the specific area that I feel like I really should have gotten. I really should have gotten this, honestly. Maybe not on the first try, but at least the second try. So I am genuinely a little bit pissed about this.
It's okay. You're gonna first try the rest of this case, so it'll all be good.
I hope so. Naruhodo-san would never give up, and I am Naruhodo now. That's weird. The true culprit who fatally stabbed Miss Brett was concealed in this location here. Are you mad, Counsel? You're suggesting the culprit was outside the hut? What? Order. I'll have 2 number 15s, please. I'll have a McDonald's. But lawyer student, Naruhodo-san Esquire, that makes no sense at all. Actually, was it mentioned in the first part of the case? I actually don't remember, Justin. But doesn't Soseki know Naruhodo? So why is he doesn't remember him?
Well,
Or is he actually convinced?
no,
with
no,
this
he doesn't think you're Naruhodo. He just remember you introduced yourself as his cousin or whatever. I don't think he thinks you're the same person.
But didn't the Mikotoba give me Naruhodo's like full name, or was it like the first name is not?
No,
his
he
name?
like combined.
Ryunosuke.
No,
Oh,
he like combined
oh,
Susato and Ryotaro.
oh,
Yeah,
right. I forgot Naruhodo is slightly different. Right. Okay.
yeah. Ryunosuke and then Ryotaro. There you go.
Okay. Yeah. That makes more sense. Yeah. I forgot about it since it's been a while, especially with the first game, because we haven't seen Naruhodo in a while, and I haven't even seen Ryunosuke in like forever. That makes no sense at all. You've pointed out the exact spot where I was hiding to get my scoop snap. I don't find that truthful. But I didn't see any suspicious individuals loitering about. I swear to that.
Obviously, if the culprit had been outside the hut, there's no way that he or she could have stabbed the victim who was inside the hut.
Actually, Prosecutor Ouchie, there is a way. And, in point of fact, the defense can prove evidence strongly suggesting that it was precisely the way Miss Brett was killed. You're bluffing. I didn't even read that. You just laughed. I'm gonna read that. You yokel. Okay, it says yokel. The defense assertion is clearly too fantastical for court to comprehend. You will need to give us more guidance, counsel. What piece of evidence corroborates your theory that the victim was stabbed outside the hut? Okay, so this one was not that one, not that one, not that one. That can't be it. The original photographic print of the crime? Yes, it's clearly visible in this print. The trace of the fatal thrust that was delivered from outside the beach hut.
Do you take us as fools? There's no hint of any such thing.
I'm not sure that everyone present would agree. Someone at least appears to have noticed what it is that I'm referring to. Counsel, once again, I must call you to explicit information of the court. Where on this photograph is a trace of stabbing, which you claim took place from outside the hut? Clearly the wine glass, Justin. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no one would spill the wine glass perfectly like that. Look closely here, just here. I noticed that too when I was like actually like looking at the photograph too. That is not at the angle. In the screen at the back of the hut, you see the effects of a blade having been forced through the reeds. No, I can't see such a thing. It's true that the hut in question had 4 walls as you expected. However, by parting the reeds, a knife could easily penetrate them. This is extraordinary. Yes. The true culprit actually stabbed the victim from outside the beach hut. And everyone present at the scene, there is only one person who could have done that. Only one person who was directly outside the hut when Miss Brett was killed. Reiten Momo-san. Momo-san. It could only have been you. No!
What? This preposterous idea leaves me almost speechless. Just look at the photograph again. The victim lies almost exactly in the center of the beach hut, does she not? Are we to assume, as part of this farcical scenario, that this assailant has a knife thrower?
Objection!
No, of course not.
We're not?
If you recall the testimony of the defendant about events just before the victim's death. Inside the beach hut, I confronted Miss Brett. But she just sat on the stool in the back of the hut, smiling sweetly at me as if she knew she was untouchable.
Stool? Have another look at the photograph. The slit in the read screen.
Enhance.
How did they get this high quality, Justin? I didn't know 18th century technology has this. More like 19th century, actually, but yeah.
Would align perfectly with the back of the person who was sitting on that stool.
Not exactly. The stool is slightly angled. I think that wording is a little off, Justin. Seems a little sus.
Trying your best.
Her best is not good enough. F minus.
Oh.
My word. So, in fact, the victim was
Killed whilst sitting on a stool by a stab wound to her back delivered through the read screen. Ah! Having been attacked, Miss Brett rose to her feet instinctively, but then, unable to speak, she collapsed on the floor in the middle of the hut, before the defendant, Minba Mimisan's appalled eyes. And that, Your Excellency, is the truth of what happened on that beach that day.
She may not be related to Naruhodo-san, but she is clearly able to bluff until it becomes true. I'm just saying, is all. Phoenix Wright does this. Naruhodo kind of does this. I'm just saying.
By your silence, Memomomi-san, I take it you don't deny the charge. This is absurd!
That will do. It would appear that we have a tacit admission of guilt from the witness. Accordingly, this court has successfully established the truth of this matter, which means that the defendant, Minbami-san, is innocent of the crime.
Oh, thank goodness.
Wait, what? We appear that we have said that the admission of guilt was according to this court. This has successfully established the truth of the matter, which means the defendant innocent. What? I don't get it. What does? Wait, I'm confused. Did they say that Membam? Oh wait, Membami-san. I was thinking that that was Memo-san. They have stupid similar names. Made him cave. I must say, I've never been more proud.
No, this can't be. The Ouchie clan can't.
This is not a successful end. I'm waiting for part 3. Where is the phase 3 of the final boss?
Nah, this is the whole case 1. Yeah, let's wrap it up. Let's get to the post-trial stuff. Let's move on to case 2.
What of my growth of hope? It wasn't all the apparition. I can't accept this.
I see no more reason to the continuance of this trial. I will therefore hold it.
Who could it be?
Well, this is all very convenient. As therefore the proceedings by the delivered verdict and this is how the highest court in our mighty empire delivers justice, is it? Suppressing well-meaning citizens' freedom to speak and branding them as criminals.
But we've established that the victim was stabbed from outside the hut through the reed walls.
Then there's no one but you was in place at the time to have this hand on the hilt of the blade. It's a perfectly logical deduction. So, your argument hinges on the location of whoever stabbed on the English Marine, does it? Well, it seems a little irrelevant now.
Irrelevant?
Where she was stabbed, how she was stabbed, it doesn't matter. I mean, whether she was stabbed at all makes no difference if you think about it. After all, the trial's already shown the whole thing hinges on something else. okay, in a normal court setting, Justin, that still doesn't fully matter that you attempted a murder.
Yeah.
So, in a sense, you still are guilty if you're trying to say you're innocent.
I mean, I just stabbed the poisoned girl. I don't see what the big deal is, everyone.
Yeah, it's like, yes, true. We established that she died by poison. Yes, but the issue is that you still attempted murder, so you will still get tried by charges. Brace yourselves, little men. I'm talking about the fact that everything's changed because of the dirt you dug up. What? Enough obscurity. Explain yourself, witness. What's to explain? I'm talking about the poison, of course. The poison? Let's ask the professor for a comment on the situation, shall we? I understand the deadly poison you were developing was stolen from your laboratory, correct? And it's been shown that this poison was administered to the victim, Miss Brett. Is that right? That is correct. The unusual constriction of the victim's pupils are a sure sign that this particular poison was used. I see. So presumably that means that the victim already had the poison in her body before she was stabbed. Given that her pupils were clearly constricted, it seems highly likely, yes. If she had been dead already, the poison could not have circulated in her blood.
Tush, ha, ha. Ah, how refreshing to hear argument of the metropolitan kind. Precisely, it matters not a jot who stabbed him, whom, in whose back, and with whose blade. Blair, my words are tongue twisters. Because quite simply, the Englishwoman's life was already taken not by the knife, but by the poison.
But that can be explained by the poison being on the blade, as I already...
Ta-ha-ha, forgotten already, have we, yokel? During the very proceedings, the laboratory of Professor at your site assisted in proving that the blade of the weapon used to attack the victim had no trace of poison on it whatsoever.
So let me get this down. The facts, as skillfully established by the defense in this trial, turn out to be headline-making red herring. Is that about right?
Well...
Order. Can I have 2 Big Macs, please?
You've had enough food already.
But I'm still hungry, and you keep saying order. I think I'm getting fat. Actually, can you make it a salad?
But the salads are
We don't do salads here.
Oh, can I have a banana?
What kind of place orders bananas at a burger place?
The fruity kind. Can I have a burger with fruits?
I mean, that sounds good. I want that.
To be honest, I think there's probably a restaurant that actually gives like burger fruits. But honestly, that you can make that with anything. It's just like cut up like some strawberries, like kiwis and stuff like that, and put it in between 2 buns, and there you go. I haven't had kiwis in a long time, to be honest. I don't like the texture that it makes on my tongue. It just, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I don't like about kiwis, personally.
Same.
But where does this leave us? How in that case did the poison enter the victim's body? There is an undeniably obvious answer to that. The lady most likely imbibed it. Imbibed it? Really?
Mm-hmm.
What the heck is imbibed? Like administer herself?
I believe so.
You mean she drank it? Have another look at the photograph here, as you can see. A bottle of carbonated water and a glass that had been knocked onto the sandy floor of the beach hut. The poison could have been slipped into either. So somebody made Miss Brett drink it? Well, what do you know? Look at those dashing eyes. This will make a great front page shot. Hey, why the bewitching stare? After all, I'm the last person you should be looking at. It would make no sense at all that I poisoned the woman, would it? I mean, that's been established already. Established? What are you talking about? Don't tell me you've forgotten. That's a little hard to believe given the person who established it was you. Me? What on earth does he mean? Oh, let me catch those wide eyes. This prime pest father this is. It would seem that this trial is not destined to end yet after all. I hereby call upon the witness to give further testimony. That's great. That is. Let me get a shot of that magnificent beard, Your Excellency. You claim it would be impossible that you were the one responsible for administering the poison to the victim. You will explain to the court in your testimony the basis upon which you make such a claim. I am a journo, and I'm a man. I have no idea why I said it like that. Oh, it's just drinking. Okay, so I never heard of that word before.
Me too, until recently because of Star Rail.
But you've played this game before. That means you've heard it as far as this one.
Nah. That required me to remember what I read.
But still, that's a lie. I've never tried to run or hide from anything in my life. Lies. You did technically hide when you took that picture. I'm just saying. And I'm not about to start now, because that is minimalism. For a brief moment, I thought I illuminated truth, but it slipped right back to obscurity again. Just where is this trial going to take us? This might be the last testimony, that's the thing. I'm pretty sure it is, because it usually goes in threes at these early stages. Oh yes, I stabbed the English woman.
Get him, guys!
Hold on. Nope. 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 Nope.
Hello there.
Nope. Nope. There it is.
There you go.
It only took like 20 tries. And it's that very fact that proves I'm innocent.
Guys, I only stabbed her. What's the big deal?
I literally just want to yeet him out of the window. It's just like, that's not how innocence works, you idiot. Also, that just asks another question. Why did you stab her? That also could also hurt your case, that in case you could poison her. I'm just saying. That just ruins the whole testimony. Because why would I have bothered to stab a woman if I'd already poisoned her? When I heard the student girl and that pompous English murderer arguing, it got my goat.
I
Meh?
didn't know he had a goat.
I feel like it's a different kind of goat.
Oh.
Also, he has infinite pencils coming out of his ear. I just realized that. Like, not coming out of his pocket or appearing out of nowhere. Just coming out straight out of his ears like, every time he grabs it. If the courts weren't going to punish Brett for what she did, someone else would have to see justice done.
Keep digging yourself that hole. It's not nearly big enough.
At this point, he's gonna make 5 kilometers deep. I'm just saying at this point. That whole testimony just ruined him. Even if he's proven innocent in terms of like this whole poisoning thing, it still just ruins his career at this point. So you admit it then,
that everything happened as I described. That you are the one who stabbed Miss Brett in the back through the raid seed screen. You can blame this miserably country of ours. A country that bows to the pressure of foreign powers and lets murderers walk free. What kind of future can a country like that have? That's why I did it. I did what our pathetic leaders didn't have the guts to do. Slap bang in the middle of that charming lady's back, I plunged the blade of sweet justice right in there.
He's so happy.
Well, to be honest, he's saying he admitted it because he's proud of it, basically.
Yeah.
As someone who spends his life seeing that the truth is told, I feel really, really awful about giving false information in that my testimony for. Then why did you give it before if you're so proud of this moment? I'm just saying. But as it turns out, there was somebody else who had it in for the victim and got to her before me. I consider that BS. That's right, you guessed it. The pretty little student girl. Now that's a woman after my own heart.
You're implicating Ray again.
She's the one who gave the poison to the English woman and ended her pitiful existence. I just noted his strap goes right through his camera, like, neck holder thing. It goes right through it. And suddenly, snap, this journal here is off the hook. No, you're not. The argument is sound, certainly. If the witness had administered the poison himself, he would need only to have waited for it to take effect. Subsequently, oh my god, English is not good. Subsequently, stabbing the victim in the back would have been entirely nonsensical.
And therefore, this reporter had nothing to do with the poisoning. Yes, it's all quite logical.
That's right, it is logical and true. I'm glad you've all seen the light. Justice at last. This is unbelievable.
This guy is so logical, guys. I can't believe him.
I'm gonna make a comment after this case is done. I'm just gonna say it afterwards.
Has your theory happened yet or not yet?
Nope, hasn't happened. It's not gonna happen until way later. Is just what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. So it's not just this case. You mean in the future?
No, it is this case. I'm just like, it's not gonna happen until way later. This case is basically what it is.
Okay.
Whenever we're close to the end.
This is unbelievable. And after I had made so much progress in proving his guilt, is he going to get away with this now?
Her face should be red by now.
Think of Kazuma-sama and Naruhodo-san. They never stopped looking for a way forward until the judge just final gavel.
Kazuma-sama, yes. Kazuma, yes. Well, no. First case, he actually had, like, struggled. No, actually, both Kazuma and Naruhodo had their moments where it's like, I give up. Like, they actually straight up did.
Yeah.
Very well. Counsel, proceed with what I presume be your final cross-examination in this trial.
Oh, dang. Okay, we're already here.
I knew that was going to be the final one because they wouldn't do more than 3 for the first trial.
Yes, Your Excellency.
Again, here's the thing. I'll give myself I'll give myself about 2 tries. All right? If both those tries go away, then yeah, I would have had a game over. But if I only use 1 try and I find the actual answer afterwards, then I consider that my mess up at that beach hut thing null and void. It's like it's at least 2 or 3, but I'll try to do it in 2. So let me make another comment, and I completely forgot that other comment. No, I forgot the whole wording, but it was something to do with the poison. Uh-oh. Oh, he changed clothes. Justin. I can't stand here listen to this tripe. Ray, young girl, you stand accused here. You can't just blurt out whatever you feel like it. Oh, he changed. No, you can't. Sorry, but I'm in the middle of a very important testimony here. Just keep quiet and listen. But this awful man is making all this up of this. Susato, please, you have to make them listen. Return to the dock at once, Mimbami-san. We are in the middle of a cross-examination. Your Excellency, please, I implore you. The journalist is clearly not a trustworthy witness. Exactly. He is a filthy, rotten, black-hearted bigot. Bigoted, dirty, great peeping Tom! Whoa, taking it easy there. Take it easy there. Please, I really think the court should hear what the defendant has to say. Your Excellency, I see no need whatsoever to entertain the accused remarks. I will grant the request of defense. What? But, Your Excellency... This is likely to be the final cross-examination of this proceedings. As such, I believe it would be ill-advised to stifle the defendant's obvious concerns. So, Willist recognizing that is stupid contrivance, regular protocol, I hereby call upon the defendant to speak. Blah, I hate this reading. At this point, Justin, I'm going to ask you to come over and you play the game and read everything and do all the work while I just sleep on my bed.
As long as you do all the gameplay, I can read.
I said you take control of the control.
That's too much work.
Oh, not coming over to my place and then actually doing all the controls and everything. It's like reading everything. No, that's not hard work. No, it's just pressing a button.
Yeah. Pressing buttons is hard.
Oh,
Oops.
thank you so much, Your Excellency. That's true. Ah, so that's how it was stolen.
Oh wow, that was close.
I don't mind. Can't you see I'm busy? Killy, you were Killy, you were outside the beach hut listening whilst the defendant and Miss Brett were conversing. Presumably then, it was you who wrote the article about what you'd heard. Exclusive. Deadly poison stolen from UMay Medical Research Facility Laboratory. The story was published this morning, edition of Shoyu News. The details were too accurate for it to have been written by anyone else. Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. Just no yawning on stream.
Huh? Who's yawning? Never heard of it.
Yes, look at this, the entire arco. It's almost as what I said to Miss Brett, word for word. Well, Memomi-san? As a journo and as a citizen of a free country, I don't have to reveal my resources. That's just founding principle of minimalism. What is Keeley right about this? That reporter did write the article, and he based it on what he overheard from outside the hut. Interesting. The details of the poison were recorded. So that's what it was all about. You were trying to cover up the fact that you were listening in. That's why you came up with a stinking story about me arguing with her. Shut up! My stories never stink. Look, whatever you say, little girl, it doesn't alter the facts. Your Excellency, there's something I want to say, and I want to go on record. Very well. You may amend your formal testimony. It's too late. It's too late to be panting this hard. Would be pouring pepper on your Chinese ramen. I guess
I like how Chinese ramen, not Japanese ramen. I'm like, huh?
It's also true. Technically, putting pepper on ramen, because it's so high in profile and flavor, pepper wouldn't do too much in terms of actually flavoring it. But I like the aesthetic of having pepper in the ramen. It's like, to see the pepper flakes. Oh, you're talking about spice peppers. Never mind. We're reusing this reason again. Are we?
Well, I can think of one reason.
What?
But before I explain, I'd like you to confirm something for the court. Did you glean all the information for this newspaper article from what you overheard outside the hut?
Of course he did. There can be no question about that. After all, when we were all in the laboratory together, all we were told is that it was a terrible toxin.
And there is one more important fact to consider. According to the witness, Mimbami-san's verbal attack against the victim began as soon as she entered the hut. In other words, it would have been impossible for her to have slipped the poison into Miss Brett's drink.
Where are you going with this, Counsel?
Minimomo-san has made it quite clear that he observed every single thing that has happened in the beach hut. If the defendant had somehow found an opportunity, this man would have seen it.
Which means that Miss Brett couldn't have imbibed the poison whilst the defendant was present. In fact, it must have been administered to her before Mimbami-san entered the hut. Yes, very adequately put.
When I walked into the hut, I immediately started to press Miss Brett about the poison. At which point, Mimimona-san overheard some worrying information.
Worrying information? What worrying information?
Information which is substantially,
substantially, I keep doing that.
subsequently included in this newspaper article, namely that the poison was being developed in strict secrecy and that it couldn't be readily obtained.
Absolutely. In fact, that it's quite an understatement. The only possible place it could have come from is in my lab.
And furthermore, anyone afflicted with by the poison would exhibit telltale signs in death. The extreme contraction in pupils, yes, it's quite stark when you see it. There are other poisons that show similar symptoms, but not among new substances that are undetectable. In other words, it would be clear that the victim's life had been ended by the use of this particular poison, which would reduce the number of subjects to only a handful of people.
Ah. Everyone in my laboratory is aware of the unique properties of the toxin we've been developing. None of them would be foolish enough to attempt to use it for some nefarious deed. Mimbami-san being no exception.
Therefore, we can conclude that whoever administered the unique poison to the victim was a lay person unaware of its telltale properties. In other words, someone like you, Reitin Mimimomo-san.
The logic, I get it, but at the same time, it's a little bit weird logic, to be honest, because you can still put it there. I'm just one of those, like, logic-wise, in a sense.
Yeah.
It's mainly because even if you know about the poison, and you're one of the few select people to do it, if you're smart enough, you wouldn't be caught. And the only reason the poison is being talked about is because the news article was published.
That's true.
So, in a sense, Ray could do it if she really wanted to. And no one would find out. They would just be like pupils. And in a sense, as long as everything was perfectly hunky-dory, no one would find out why. So, it's just one of those things, it's like, I see it, but also at the same time, is my saying on it, to be honest, Justin. I don't know if you feel the same. I don't know if you feel the same. Yeah.
Yeah. From what I gather, that's what you're saying is likely true.
Yeah. It's like again, like if I were to do it, and stuff like that. And it's like not a doctor poison. If I had access to it, I would be smart enough to hide it and all that stuff. But clearly, it was clearly taken without noticing. So it's clearly possible, for one thing. The second thing is just like, if you know about it, then you can easily just do something different. And as the police said, they could not find any, like they would not be able to detect it or find it without a specific ingredient. So it's just, yeah, it's just weird logic-wise, is what I say. I get it, what she was trying to say, but at the same time, it's just not a solid logic.
It was you who stole the poison from the laboratory that day. It was you who administered the unwitting victim. But you quickly realized that that was a terrible mistake. Because the poison caused such unusual symptoms and was so traceable.
Traceable, I guess, yeah.
As you listened in from the far side of the beach hut thin walls, you learned of these facts. But you'd already given the victim the poison. At that point, it was too late. So you hatched a plan to disguise your mistake. A plan that involved stabbing the victim in the back through the reed screen.
But that, what could good could that possibly do?
Isn't it obvious, Counsel? The plan was to kill Miss Brett before the poison could take effect.
Once in the blood, the poison causes the onset of pupil constriction, but he had hoped to precipitate that victim's death before that happened, hadn't he?
Exactly. Because without any revealing signs of the new secret poison use, no one would ever have suspected.
This is extraordinary.
Yes, the effects of the poison meant it would be too easily identified, so the killer had to mask its use.
To be honest, if the poison person wasn't with someone who knew of the poison right away, yeah, no, like I think that first, I think like easily the mistake is that first he poisoned the person who knew about the in front of a person who knows about the poison easily.
Yep.
The second mistake, even if the person didn't know right away, actually didn't know right away, or did not know at all, I feel like if the person did not know, let's just say it was Soseki-san, that was the person who saw it and did not know anything about the poison. He tried to hide with the stabbing. After knowing about the knowledge, after knowing about the knowledge, he tried to hide the stabbing. It's kind of, it makes it even worse in my book. I don't know, there's a lot of aspects of the way this played out makes sense, but obviously the first thing is he tried to administer the poison in front of people who actually knew about the poison, which,
Right.
yeah, that's just a bad move.
Which he attempted by plunging a knife into the middle of the victim's back.
But
how did he get the poison in there?
Order.
can I have some chicken nuggets?
No, it's too late to order right now. Stop it.
I'm hungry still.
Too bad. Order at the next case.
It's already been 3 days. No, it's already been 2 months. I haven't seen my family since.
No,
I hate you.
that's okay.
The argument presented is sound. The court is satisfied with the ward's consideration. Does the prosecution have a counter-argument it wishes to put forward?
Well, there's a number of, yes, I counter completely. The prosecution's evasive response clearly shows that in much the same way as he nurtures the remnants of his top knot, he is clinging to lost hope. Lost hope! You didn't have to do him dirty like that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and his hair.
Yeah. He's already going to be bald at some point. Ooh. Oh, Saseki-san moved.
You pathetic, useless fallen samurai.
Fallen? Who are you calling fallen? My burgeoning growth.
I don't need. Oh, hold on. Burgeoning growth is on the rise. I don't need a counter argument. What? What are you talking about? It should be blatantly obvious. I stole the poison, you say. Gave it to the victim, you say. Stabbed her, you say. Lots of fine theories. But I don't need a counter argument because you don't have an argument yourself. Where's your evidence? Yes, you make it all sound so plausible, don't you? But without evidence, it means nothing. Whereas I base my news on facts.
He's saying his facts are based.
He says that, but he already lied to court like 2 times.
I know.
Actually, make that 3 because technically he was like hearing about the poison in English and all that stuff, which technically he hasn't admitted yet. Fox.
I just wanted to make a base joke.
Yeah. You can. What do you mean? Explain yourself. I mean, what the professor said earlier in this trial. It's all here, in my many memos. Every word, every slip of tongue, all noted. That's what the Shoyu News is famous for. That it's the power of the printed word. But surely it would be no easy task to steal a highly secret toxin being developed for the government. Indeed, all visitors in the laboratory are thoroughly searched when they leave, even if the thief managed to avoid being seen by myself or a colleague. Getting a poison out would be very difficult. How's that then?
Do it.
Oh, I guess that's true. Justin, I think we lost this one. I can't think of a reason anymore.
I mean, how do you just smuggle poison? That's crazy. No one could do that.
No one does that. Justin, I think we lost. Alchie is getting off scot-free. Hey, didn't we say that Alchie was was the enemy?
Yes.
Yeah, so Alchie is gonna get off scot-free. How's that then? Blown the story wide open. See, I, Reiten Menimomo, a mere reporter from the Shoyu News, couldn't possibly have stolen the poison from the professor's laboratory. But there can't be any question of it. He must have stolen the poison that day. He stole it and used it to kill. And if that's the case, as you've identified, the poison itself is the definitive evidence we need. Because whoever stole it from the laboratory that day is the true culprit here. What's your point? And you annoyingly handsome country bumpkin. Are you hitting on me?
In more ways than one.
I don't know if you're gay or you're actually heterosexual or you're just bi. I don't know in this case because if because here's the case: if he's actually has a type, and that's her, that's like, are you hitting on her because she looks like a guy, and you like that, or you like her face that is extremely close to a girl? I don't know. My point is, there's one way that you, Minimomo-san, could have stolen that poison that day. I have heard enough verbal conjecture now. Thank you. That what the court must be shown is evidence. What proof do you have that the witness stole the poison the day in question? Almost felt like I picked the wrong one. You stole it with this newspaper! Your proof, Your Excellency, is this fountain pen. The fountain pen? How could that possibly be relevant? This magical pen somehow seems to have enough ink to write many thousand of kanji characters. I believe they arrived in our country for the first time some 15 years ago now.
Bah, I swear by a weasel hair calligraphy brush that and nothing else, this newfangled pens are merely a fad.
They are a bit of a fad now, but they were used a lot back in the day for writers. Well, as a forward-thinking man of all words, obviously I love my fountain pen. Suck up a soup can of sumptuous ink and In one's work, it says wash with words in the blink of an eye.
That's right. Fountain pens have a small reservoir in the barrel, into which ink is sucked up through the nib of the pen in order to write with later.
What does all this talking of sucking up ink have?
He finally knows because he knows how to suck up.
And that's and just as it's possible to suck ink up into the reservoir, it's also possible to eject it through the nib of the nib again, of course.
I'm thinking of an adult joke right now, and I'm not gonna say it right now. It's so bad. My word, can this really be?
Well, Mini Momo-san, when you saw the deadly poison before your eyes in the laboratory that day, you used your fountain pen, your very lifeblood, to steal some of it, didn't you? By siphoning the poison through the nib and into the pen's reservoir.
More absurdity! Well, that never happened.
True, we've heard that there were procedures in place to prevent thieves like this from the laboratory. But would anyone have thought to look inside a fountain pen of all places?
No, I'm a little ashamed to say that for the fear of offending our guests, such a detailed search would not have been conducted. Well, this is quite startling, I must say. This is my course.
I remind the court that this pen was found in the clutches of the victim when she died. In other words, it was dropped at the scene by Mini Momo-san. The crucial question is, when exactly was the pen dropped?
Are you suggesting?
The natural conclusion is that in your haste to act whilst the victim was distracted for a moment, you dropped the pen after you emptied the poison from it into her glass.
That was not where I was going with the newspaper thing, to be honest. But at the same time, that was, I knew was what was needed. I saw like so my point was when he would find a reason to stab the victim, I thought that was like, oh, to inject the poison into it, you would just like stab the victim and put the poison in. And I had a second thought, I was like, that doesn't seem fully right. But I did
that seems like a lot of work.
Yeah, but I also knew it had to be that article for a lot of reasons, because they did make a point of it, like he did clearly write it. So, yeah, no, my logic went out that window, specifically that one. There's still another logic I'm waiting on.
There could be any number of alternative explanations. For example, the witness could have been using his pen to write down details of this conversation with the victim. And when shocked by one of the outrageous answers, the pen fell from his quivering hand.
No, that couldn't be. If it was, how do you explain why the pen was devoid of ink? What? As you can see for yourself, if you examine the evidence, there would appear to be no ink present in the reservoir. What newspaper reporter goes to interview someone with nothing in his pen? No, the pen was dropped after the poison was filled its reservoir, which had been emptied into the victim's glass.
Witness, what do you have to say for your defense? So this is how our modern justice system works, is it? So what if the ink pen runs dry? So what if my pencil snaps? Oh my god, he's Wolverine.
Oh yeah, I forget about this part.
I can always claw my way back into the game. Oh my god, he really is Wolverine.
He's self-aware.
I have plenty in reserve. Did you just throw them at the judge? Did he just throw them at the judge? That's another attempted murder. I'm just saying. Or just assault. That's just assault right there. You claim I sucked the poison up with my pen. That's a wild speculation. Nothing more. If you thought you could bring down a fine, upstanding citizen with a trick like that, think again. It looks as though it's going to take one final decisive blow to finish this matter. As I see it, the situation is now very simple. It rests upon whether or not this witness did indeed steal the poison on that day in question, and therefore, it all depends on whether or not the defense can prove that he did with the evidence. Ha! No such evidence could possibly exist. Minimomo-san, this is how our modern justice system works. What? In the courtroom, evidence is everything. Something you would do well to remember. Because you were all well past the point of speculation at this stage. We all way past speculation, I assure you. Very well. Then I call upon the defense to present the affirmation evidence. This is it then. Will be the final piece in the puzzle. The defense can prove by means of this item that it was the witness's pen that was used to steal the poison. Finally, we can use this. It's been forever. Counsel, what is this? What is that bottle? This bottle contains the unique chemical reagent that can identify the poison in question. Yes, that poison is entirely new synthesis of alkaloids developed by my colleagues and I. It would be impossible to detect traces of it by any other method. Or, from another perspective, simply with this chemical reagent, anybody at all could check for traces of the poison. Reagent? What? One drop of this contents of this bottle on the tip of your fountain pen, Minimomo-san, is all it will take to solve this case beyond all reasonable doubt. No, you can't. I won't! Your crimes are bad enough, but at least know when to admit defeat. Your Excellency, the defense requests permission to carry out tests on the fountain pen at once. Oh, he's swinging his camera around. It is not my fault the Empire drove me to this. Trying to head out civilization, bound my heavy powers whim. I took arms of a mighty poor, battlefield, all in the name of justice, righteousness,
Get him.
Setsuto, with me. Hiya! Also, did you just say Susato?
Don't worry about it.
Did I do it right? That was a Susato takedown, wasn't it? Not quite. That was the Ryutaro takedown. I for a second was going to say he was going to ruin his camera. The instant the first drop of reagent touched the nib of the fountain pen, it was clear to everyone present. When I saw it in the lab, that poison, the devil got a hold of me. And I decided to do it on a whim. I excused myself and emptied all the ink down the sink in the bathroom, washing the reservoir out carefully. And then you waited for the opportunity to suck up some of the poison, didn't you? Into your fountain pen. Yes, that's right. Answer me one thing, Minimomo-san. Why did you steal it? For what purpose? He kind of self-explained it. Isn't it obvious? to find out what it was made of and expose it in an article. Well, that too. I mean, it was a secret project after all. Too juicy for a journo like me to pass up.
And then why did the English woman end up dead?
I went to the hut intending to quiz her on their situation. That's all. As a reporter. A known killer enjoying full freedom, evading justice by leaving the country. I told her what I thought about it. And she just laughed in my face.
Oh, what's this? A Far Eastern caveman purporting to practice journalism. Really, you must learn the difference between reporting and listening at doorways, you ignorant plebeian.
Oh, what did you call me? This country, with its pretensions in the justice system to a free press, it's really depressing. Oh no, wait, that's her. Blech. Oh, what did you just call me?
This country, with its pretensions to a justice system to a free press, it's really very depressing. You see our superiors' ways in the West, yet you lack the mental capacity to emulate them. Get out of here, you oaf. Get out and crawl back into the cave you came from.
That's when I remembered about the deadly poison I happened to have in my pen at that time. What a terrible tale. In my head, I knew I should just get out of there as quickly as possible, but I couldn't. I couldn't let her get away with what she'd done when she clearly had no remorse at all. I suppose it was my journo spirit getting all fired up.
I'd like to ask you something.
Yeah?
You often talk about justice, but surely as a journalist you could have used other means to deliver justice you sought.
There's no justice in the press.
Sorry?
After that trial 9 months ago, I kept digging to find out what happened in that courtroom. And finally, I discovered the truth. It was a cover-up. That's what it was.
A cover-up? What do you mean?
I would remind you of your position with this. Be careful what you say. Oh, come on. Doesn't it strike you as strange? We suddenly not allowed to convict a foreign national. Consular jurisdiction should never have come into it. And yet, that puffed up English woman was going to sail away into the sunset a free woman. The only possible explanation is that behind the scenes, some deal had gone down between Britain and Japan.
What sort of deal?
I've done my research, dug up all the dirt. It was all ready to be published. But you know what happened? The editor just tore the article up. It came under pressure from the government, you mean? He came under pressure from the government. If our government is going to let criminals walk free, if they're going to crush the free press, then what choice do I have but to see that justice is done myself?
Let's not forget, Minimomo-san, that you committed a murder yourself, and you tried to lay the blame at the defendant's door.
Yeah, that was what I was going to also say. You are not a really truth maker.
It's not cool.
Especially a woman.
I'm sorry, but you're no better than Jezebel Brett. The truth is, you have no right to talk about justice at all.
I suppose. A little harsh, but true.
Very true.
It would appear that we have reached a conclusion in this trial at last. Counsel for the defense, Ryotaro Naruhodo.
Yes. Sorry, Your Excellency. Just musing in the manly way here.
It's almost unbelievable that this is your first experience of the Supreme Court. It was an excellent performance. In truth, it is very much reminded of your cousin's exploits. Yeah, right, it was cousin.
Oh, Naruhodo's. Ryunosuke, you mean?
The way he handled the trial 9 months ago, and the way you handled this one, it gives me hope that we are genuinely entering a new era of justice in this land.
That's very flattering, Your Excellency.
Hearing the defense you put forward today made me feel most keenly that the future of our justice system will be forged by you and your contemporaries.
Thank you.
So, Prosecutor Ouchi, do you have any final thoughts?
Prosecutor Ouchi? Takasuchi of the Ouchi clan has been bested by a callow youth not once now, but twice. If there was any shred of my former self left, it has withered and died here today. Gosh, your journey of cultural enlightenment sure took a while, didn't it? Silence! Rather than living on in shame, I will end it all now with this blade. For the true path of Ouchiism! Ouchiism?
One hopes that the only way in which he'll be modeling himself after the witness. The only way.
Break off my top knot. The time is right for farewell. Hope is lost. Forever. Out, Takasuchi.
I love how this gets its own dramatic cutscene.
Also, that's a really clean cut for her, I just have to say.
Yeah. See?
Everyone's just,
extra.
everyone's just praying. Justin, pray.
Mm.
Mm.
I like how even Hasegawa came out just to pray.
He never even showed up for the second part. I just have to say, that is literally his only other appearance in his court. Now, in regards to defendant, Rei Mimbami-san.
Yes, Your Excellency.
I have reached my final verdict. I hereby find you guilty. Yay! 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 Okay, what do you have to say?
That's a lot of damn money, mama.
True.
Court is adjourned. Okay. Before we get to like the more of the post stuff, so my comment about that thing, Justin, was I thought the whole ink checking with the bottle was gonna go not on the fountain pen, but on his hand. Like,
Oh,
they
yeah.
made like a specific notion about like, oh, is this clearly his hand? I thought that clearly they just only used it as a way of telling the player, oh, that's his pen.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, I thought it was gonna be like, oh, since there's no ink in the pen and whatnot, blah blah blah, there may not be any evidence of poison because clearly that's how sometimes it was in certain like other games. I thought it was be like, oh, he has the ink on his hand, right? So that means he clearly hasn't washed his hands since that day, and whatnot, because it's mixed within his ink, kind of thing. The poison with his ink. But it didn't go that way. So, and I was gonna make a comment of like, oh, he never washed his hands since that day. And he's also using his pencil on his mouth. And it was just like, You never wash your hand, and if that was poison on his hand, and it's just like, that's unsanitary. Also, you would be killing yourself, literally. But yeah, it was just like, that was gonna be my comment. And yeah, there was something like with like the poison comment I wanted to say about him, but now I forgot.
Maybe it'll come up later.
No, I don't think it will, but I think it's just probably one of those like, oh hey, he's not that innocent or justice because it's just how much he lies about it all. So it was just one of those like random, and he also was like basically throwing a lot of blame on the other person, like Ray. And it's like, if there was a justice, he would not have done that. But at the same time, like, whatever.
It's over. My heart is still pounding in my chest, though. It's all I can do just to stay standing. Lawyers have such great responsibility, such a great burden to bear. Don't they, Naruhodo-san? Susato! Susato! Thank you so much. You were so dashing in there. Ray and Father. Honestly, I'm so touched by everything you've... No. Oh no, I think I'm gonna cry. Okay. It wasn't easy, but together we made it. I was on the verge of tears at the end, too. The only reason I'm still here is because of you. Oh no, I can't take all the credit. It took the courage to tell the truth in there. You did wonderfully, Ray, so I would have to say that the congratulations belong to you. Susato, don't be so standoffish. Sorry? We're friends, equals, and the trials are over, so no more of this formal, super humility nonsense. It's time we celebrate with swagger to throw caution to the wind. Caution to the what? I'm the great defense lawyer Ryoto Naruhodo, and I'm going to be taking you out to a milk bar tomorrow. Or something. Right, I see. I'll think about it, Ray.
Milk bar? I feel like that's the actual alcohol bar.
At any rate, we really knocked the wind out of that horrid man, and it felt so good. Yes, it was satisfying. It really was. Isn't there anybody else we could throw together?
I forgot this was an actual line. I thought you just improv that.
Why are you looking at the father like that?
I hope you're not looking at me, Ray.
Oh my goodness. No, of course not. Ah, there it is at last, Ray's lovely smile.
You fought for your friend to the very last. As your father, I'm extremely proud of you. Defense attorney Ryotaro Naruhodo.
Thank you, but I couldn't have done it without your help. Anyway, it's time we bid farewell to Ryotaro, I think. I shall miss him in a way, but it's back to Susato Mikotoba for now. So, I'll never see him again then. What a terrible shame. What?
They now know the truth. Justin,
We can't let we can't not have any witnesses.
Justin, we need to...
Are we gonna have to throw some people?
No, we need to get it more poison.
Oh.
What is happening? Saseki-san and Inspector Hosonaga, I do hope you've been keeping well.
is that really you?
Yes, I had to change my appearance for, well, obvious reasons, I hope. But it's me.
I feel like Hosonaga is under law, has to report her due to her being like lying, all that stuff. I'm just saying.
Nah, it's fine.
Susato Mikotoba.
I don't. So dashing, so divine. No. Awfully dashing, and yes, and devilishly divine. Just look at you. I had no idea, Susato-san, Esquires. You were locum student Naruhoto-san Esquire's cousin. Astonishingly astounding ace attorney. He said the line. He said the line.
Poor Soseki-san, so confused. I still remember the first time I had ever met him. He was in prison in a cell in London. And he wore a suit. What an extremely conundrum it was that the unwitting student from Japan found himself embroiled in. But after Naruhodo's skillful defense at the Old Bailey, Soseki was free to return to Japan. And now he seems to have earned himself a great fame as an author.
I'm stunned. That's a truly impressive disguise. Even I had no idea, and I'm Chief Inspector of the Police Bureau, who came up with Mr. Turtle, no less. I'm not sure you should be admitting to that, Inspector. Huh, amazing. You're a woman of many faces, I see.
Just two, really. And this was a once-in-a-lifetime event, I hope. Oh, I'm not a patch on you, though, Inspector.
Well, I'm a fair professional, of course.
I do worry about Inspector Hosonaga sometimes. I really do. 9 months ago, when he appeared at the Supreme Court to testify, he was undercover disguised as the head waiter of the restaurant. And on the steamship to Britain, of course, disguised as a sailor to keep us safe on the journey.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, I was saying, though he didn't help. That didn't help. You did it, Kazuma-sama.
From my perspective, I have to admit that I have mixed feelings about all this. I mean, now the truth has been lost forever. What do you mean? I'm talking about the murder that the English woman committed at the end of last year.
Yes, I was the English doctor she killed as Ion. It was. Oh wait.
I was the doctor she killed.
Soseki-san!
It was an English doctor she killed, as I understand it.
Dr. John H. Wilson, the man I invited to Japan personally. The mystery is, why did she kill him? And now the culprit herself is dead. We'll probably never know the answer.
On the voyage to Great Britain, we had a most unexpected encounter with Mr. Sherlock Holmes. No, not right. Sherlock Holmes.
Whoa.
Copyright. Sholmes. The great detective, I mean.
Yes, I remember Mr. Sholmes well, of course.
Ah! My arch nemesis. How lightly you utter his name. I forgot he was like.
They're just rivals.
Well, he considers him the rival. I don't think Sholmes does.
Yeah.
Well, according to the stories published about him in The Adventure of Sherlock Holmes, the detective once had a partner who helped him solve crimes. A best friend. And that man was an exceptional doctor of medicine by the name of John H. Wilson. What? Dr. Wilson? I just can't believe that it's a coincidence. I think that the English doctor of medicine killed here in Japan 9 months ago must have been the friend of the and partner of Mr. Sholmes. And if that's really true, then the poor girl won't ever see her beloved father again.
As you know, I've traveled to Great Britain once myself to study. It was around the time you were born.
Yes, grandmother told me about it.
On returning to Japan, I took up my professorship at the Imperial Yume University. But I was also sir, I also served another role as an advisor to the government of diplomatic affairs.
Yes, I was aware of that as well.
In that case, I'm sure you understand that there are some confidential matters I cannot divulge to you.
Could you just tell me one thing? Why did you summon me back to Japan? It's been 2 months now since I returned. When I left England, it was because an urgent telegram had arrived from Japan. It said that you collapsed with a high fever and you were growing weaker by the day.
I was wondering about that. It was like, was this the Ray case or was this something else?
What? Where did that news come from? That's what I like to know, because after that long sea voyage, I found you in fine health, Father. Was there something in Great Britain that you perceived might inconvenience me in some way? Or harm me? That's really the only explanation I can think of.
Dear me, do you reserve your most cutting glares for your father, Susato? I'm sorry, my dear, I simply can't.
Let me go!
He's gonna report me. Momoi-san!
So, one throw wasn't good enough for you.
I've got one last thing to say before you take me away. Professor! Me? I know the truth. I know you had a hand in what went on. In the visiting student's fate. In visiting student, Jezebel Brent, you mean? No, not her. The student of law who left the Great Britain 8 months ago.
What? Student of law? He must mean Kazuma-sama. What are you talking about? What does any of this have to do with Kazuma-sama?
Nobody here in Japan knows anything about it. They don't know the guy never made it into England, that he died on that steamship, and that he'll never...
Well, hey there.
I have not seen his model so up close before. This is weird.
I think this is the first time you ever see a judge have a model outside the, whatever, judge bench thing.
This is weird, Justin. I feel uncomfortable.
Because he's standing there outside the court, or his pose.
Outside the court.
Yeah.
The pose seems fine enough because I could see him do the same thing in court.
Well, I didn't expect to find him in here. What were your officers playing at? Terribly sorry, Your Excellency. I cannot see with this hat. My hair also doesn't say anything else. I'm stupid. Bye.
This is so unnerving.
I was coming to tell you that the rickshaw has arrived, Eugen. And it's a good job I came by. Yes, thank you for dealing with him. And I'll be there shortly.
Oh, Your Excellency.
The trial's over. I'm not Your Excellency anymore. Merely your father's friend. Seishiro Jigoku. And may I say, since I saw you last, you seem to have taken on a more dashing appearance, Susato.
Did you know all along from the start of the trial?
A judge sees everything, Susato. I couldn't let you take the risk. If Seishiro here hadn't known, and then he recognized you. So I had a word in his ear beforehand, as an old friend. So, Seishiro, shall we?
Yes. Have ruled on that case, we now have various diplomatic issues to address.
Before you go, Father.
Sorry, my dear. We shall return to our earlier conversation at a later date. But well done again, both of you. You did admirably.
Talk about game inconvenience. Why can't you just tell us right now? Why did the judge have to appear out of all of a sudden? Someone should have slapped that judge in the face. Oh, thank you very much.
Why do I feel like that's not the last we're going to see Memo-san?
Ooh.
What did you think of my Shiro sling, eh? It's
been a while since I sent a man flying like that.
That looks like the exact same pose as the Susato and Ryotaro throw.
Mm.
Whatever could father be hiding from me? About Jezebel Brett, about Dr. Wilson, and now it seems, according to the reporter, about Kazuma-sama. This seems suspicious, like to the ending of the first game.
What?
But I think that's just a coincidence. That doesn't have any relation to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm thinking too hard in this, Justin.
You're thinking too much.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to have to bring this up with father sometime, when nobody else is around.
Ooh, father and daughter time.
Judicial Assistant Mikotoba-san Esquire, could I have a word?
Oh, yes, of course. Soseki-san, what is it?
I think perhaps it could be fate that we're meeting again like this now. You see, there's something I need to tell you.
Oh?
I believe that it may be related to the reason why your father summoned you back from England.
Why does everyone know everything?
Tell me everything. I grab Soseki.
All right. Is there anyone around to throw other people to stop you from telling this thing?
Justin, do the Justin.
What?
What's I don't know. Hold on.
I have no idea where you're going with this.
Yeah, Justin, do the Justin judo throw or jujitsu.
Yes, I must protect Soseki Natsume.
Mm-hmm. Hiya. This I have to hear. Please, Soseki-san, tell me at once.
I will. As you know, my time in England was terrible. Cursed, I have no doubt. Such awful things I was embroiled in. Thank goodness, locum student Naruhodo-san Esquire stepped in. After he secured my freedom, I couldn't wait to get on the ship back here to my homeland. Having arrived in Japan, I submitted a report about my experiences to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The next thing I knew, I had a visitor. It was your father, Professor Mikotobas. He wanted to ask me all sorts of things about my report.
My father.
He seemed to be especially taken with a particular part of the report. Anyway, he left eventually, having thoroughly quizzed me. But it was the very next day that he sent a telegram to you asking you to return to Japan.
What was it then? The particular part about my father was interested in.
I don't really know exactly. But do you remember those two terrible cases that I caught up in?
Of course, I could never forget.
Your father seemed concerned himself mainly with the second case.
Okay, before I continue, Justin, remind me actually. I remember the first case when I met him, which was completely random. To be honest, that was like a lot of like, it kind of felt like outside there. The second case, he was involved with that whole, with the missing gear thing, right? The last case.
No.
Okay, well, what was the second case again?
You're about to find out.
That's why I'm asking, just remind me.
No. The second case is going to be addressed in this game.
So wait, was he never in another case?
In the first game, he was only in one case.
That's okay. So that's why I was so confused.
I was like, I don't want to reveal it until we actually talking about it. But yeah.
No, that's why I was like, that's why I was genuinely confused. Like, why was he talking about two cases?
Yep.
Because like, if it was never in the first game, that's why I'm like genuinely confused.
Yep. We're
Okay.
gonna go back in the past.
Okay.
A little after this.
What? There's time travel in this game? Justin, you didn't tell me that
What?
this was a time travel game. No, but yeah, no. That's why I was like, I really wanted to ask you that because I know it's been a while since I played the first game, but I swear he was never in another case from what I remember.
Mhm.
That's why I was like, am I really bad at remembering that? Because the first case he was in was the fourth case, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this is like that had to be the fifth case, and I don't remember ever him being a witness in that case. And plus, even though if he was a witness, he wouldn't be the main person involved, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm just like, I was so genuinely confused. But yeah.
The second one? You mean the one Mr. Sholmes forbade any of us to talk about in public? Which is why the only case involving you that any member of the public is aware of is the first. Well, I don't care. I don't have to listen to what that dastardly detective says. Anyway, the point is, it seems that case somehow holds the key to all these curious unanswered questions. That horrific, hideous, heinous case. The case of the haunted lodgings.
Is that how we're ending it? I forget.
Well, yeah, we can't continue
okay.
After this.
Yeah, narration.
Oh, you mean narration? Yeah. That case. I mean, that would have been a good drop in narration.
That would have been a really good cliffhanger too.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say like that would have been really good, and they added a little more. I'm kind of mipped about that. I just a little bit. That case somehow caused my father to summon me urgently back to Japan. I thought that whole business was over, but it seems I was wrong. Perhaps that was only the start. Perhaps the story is not yet told. Honestly, it makes sense for Ace Attorney's story.
Oh.
I'll say my stuff
So,
after.
The mystery of that English woman's death is solved, thank goodness.
acting.
And having stood in the Supreme Court now, I think I can comprehend a little better. How you must be feeling as you fight for people's freedom in a foreign land, Naruhodo-san. But actually, I'm writing to you today because of another matter. I met Sosek-san and we talked about that second case he was involved in. Father has said nothing to me, but I feel certain of it. That case holds the key to some great unsolved mystery.
Same
My notes on
cutscene.
the case should still be in the office, tucked away at the back of the shelves on the left. Perhaps you might like to look over them again. Today, for the first time this year, it feels as though summer has arrived. The sky is a brilliant blue. It makes me long to see you again.
Aww.
Yours, Susato.
Why does our voice actor sound like a Xenoblade character?
It's almost like he sounds British.
Which she's supposed to sound Japanese. When did Britain become like all Japanese people know how to speak like British accents?
Yes.
All right, yeah, but we are saving it there. I am not continuing on as much as Justin would like me to go. It's already 4.
Cliffhangers.
It's already 4 a.m.
What? I'm sure it's not 4 a.m. somewhere else in the world.
Memories of Kokoro.
The memoirs.
The
yes.
memoirs. Yeah, no, like I feel like they. Okay, Ace Attorney logic. It makes sense how they did like the whole monologue thing, but in actual story, I kind of feel like here's just like the haunted lodgings cut. That's it. I don't know. I as a story that would have been such a cool cliffhanger. All right. So first and foremost, with that first story, it's honestly not that much different than the first case in the first game, to be honest, in terms of like length. Yeah, definitely the second part with the whole picky point area, that was annoying. I didn't get another wrong, which is good. But
Like I said, I thought you got it, and you did. So good. There was no problem after.
yeah, yeah, the whole first part, it definitely does. It's definitely like a setup still, because like the first case in the first game was more of like a introduction to characters without having any purpose to them for the whole game, really. And I'm talking specifically for the whole game, all right? The second game is pretty much concluding with and making sure those stories are there. So, in terms of this game as its own, the first case is definitely a bit better in my book than the first game's first case, but not too much. Yeah, we'll continue on with the story more. We'll see how it goes later on. But yeah, for now, we're gonna end it there. It's getting late. I should get some sleep before anything happens. Justin should get some sleep so he can join us on the Project Winter stuff when I'm not gonna stream it. I say Justin should join us as in he has to join us.
I feel like I'm semi-obligated at this point.
I'll come down to your house and then just be like, Justin, join us right now.
Time for Project Winter.
No more Genshin dailies for you.
Ah.
Even though technically dailies won't ever happen until like what, 1 a.m. or midnight.
Yeah, if I want to be smart about it and do 2 days at once.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, we'll continue that. I'm glad that we're able to do something like this. Yeah, for the most part with Ace Attorney, it's gonna probably be like one of these like either late games or we're gonna do it like on a random day like we did last time, and keep going at it like this in like sections. So we will see how things play out. Really, it does seem like each section is gonna take like at least 3 hours because of just how much reading there is. So there's that. But yeah, I am gonna see how this game plays out. So this game and as well as Secret of Mana are still gonna be probably my more single player games. Really, I'm gonna be just pushing out there. I'm probably gonna start putting on more of the other games as time goes on. Again, I still have a few other games that still need to be finished. I'm gonna see if we can finish them before this year ends. I know about a couple of them we can. Like, a couple of them we can easily do. But the likelihood of them happening requires a bunch of people getting all together for that. Yeah, and Secret of Mana, it seems to be going pretty fast. So I might be finishing that sooner than I expected, is all I would say. But yeah, overall, that's it. Tomorrow, yeah, probably no stream for me if we're gonna be doing Project Winter for a lot of time, because at this point D&D is just gonna be on shelf for a long time. Other than that, yeah, nothing else on my end. Justin, you have anything you want to say before we end it off?
If you don't see me yeah, you typically don't stream except until Friday. So to all the peoples, have a good Thanksgiving and safe Black Friday.
Yep.
You're doing all that.
That reminds me, yeah, coming Thanksgiving, I may or may not stream this weekend, just mainly because I'm gonna be hanging out with my family, but we'll see. If I do stream, you guys will know. If I don't, then yeah, as Justin said, I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy family and all that stuff.
Does that mean another surprise Ace Attorney stream?
Only if you're available.
Really?
Only if you're available, like in the evenings on weekdays.
Well, I am not working Thanksgiving, so that is definitely an option.
On Thanksgiving specifically, unfortunately, I may not be available because that may be just a day that my family just goes out to eat somewhere else.
What? No.
Well, you didn't invite me to a Thanksgiving party.
I mean, neither did you. Right back at you.
No, you're meant to invite me first.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, it's all your fault, Justin.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, I hope everyone have a great rest of your night. Everyone have a great rest of your day. Hope everyone sleeps well, and of course, take care. Be safe, and I'll catch you guys in another stream of mine or someone else's. I was gonna rate M Dunn because he's currently live. Oh, actually, hold on. I rated M Dunn before, but I just realized Skoino and D are live right now. Ooh, what are they guys playing? D is playing Breakers. Skoino is playing some Osu. You know, I'll wait Skoino. I haven't rated him in a while too. Get some chill vibes. Thank you for the subscription, Justin. Return of the Susato throw. She's so charming and dashing. Don't get in line, Justin.
Trying to figure out what to write, but I'm like,
Get in line, Justin. There's already like
she's got a whole fan base from like showing up in court once. I'm like, dang. I don't think even Edgeworth got that many fangirls
right away. Yeah, that Edgeworth took multiple cases. She had to do like only once as that character, and she already got 2 people fans of hers, and also it's a one-time only thing mostly, so they got to see the him happen for once. Well, actually 3 of the people. Yeah, everyone there. But either way, yep. I hope everyone has a great rest of their night, great rest of the day, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Please take care and stay safe. I'll catch you guys in another stream. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.